I can't hear you.
Now it is coming.
Okay. Yes, I can hear you now.
So when I was live, तो मेरी आवाज नहीं जा रही थी क्या?
Okay.
Oh, I'm asking. So when I had gone live, you weren't able to hear me?
I can hear you now. I can hear you.
Yes, you can hear me. That is great. But when I first clicked the live button and started to speak, you weren't able to hear me then?
I can hear you. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, that is great. You can hear me. Let's continue our conversation. Okay, these mistakes always happens with me. Okay, so first of all, can you please tell me how do I pronounce your name?
It is Gbanigo B.clever.
Gbanigo B.clever. Oh,
Yes.
Gbanigo. Wow, that is a pretty unique name. Okay, so first of all, can you give an introduction of yourself, please?
Okay. Just like I said, my name is Gbanigo B.clever. I'm from Nigeria,
Yes.
and I'm a public speaker.
Mhm.
I'm also an educator. I'm an author and a leadership and life coach. So what I do most is that I help people lead effectively, efficiently, live a balanced life, and also help them achieve their goals, both professional and business goals.
That is really great. Okay, so first of all, let's continue the conversation from your childhood. Like, can you tell us a little bit of your childhood?
Okay, thank you. My childhood, when I was growing up, the experiences was a very good one. And then the economy of the world wasn't like this. There was not so much of technology. We never had so much technological advancement. So the academic life, then we had to struggle to read, and we never had this electronic learning. So the childhood, what makes it so much interesting was that since there was not so much of technology and distraction, we had the opportunity to interact with our mates, and we got to understood each other better, and we communicated with each other very well because there was no television, not addicted to some like electronic gadget like handset. We have some time to spend together. So that was what I experienced in my childhood, and we have this unity and good sense of livelihood when we stay together in peace. So it was good. That started from my childhood. So that made me to stay close to my parents, and I enjoyed the experiences with them. That was my childhood.
Wow, that's really unique. That's so amazing. Okay, and can you also tell us something? One most amazing thing that you like about your childhood?
Oh yeah, that's cool. When I was child, I always dreamed of going to school. I wanted becoming a very popular person that the whole world will celebrate, the whole world will hear about as that is doing this thing or that thing. So I had this dream of becoming a public figure. So because of that, I always do something that will make me achieve that goal. So when I was small, one day I
Yeah.
was challenged by my friend who was in the city. I was living in the rural area. So while we were in class, the friend uh, did something that made me feel inferior to myself because they who attended school in the city were a bit more educated than us that were schooling in the rural area. So I felt intimidated by the way my classmates from who attended school in the urban city were behaving. So from that day I decided that I was going to discipline myself and be more hardworking. So there would be a difference in my life. So that was what I did. So that
Wow.
exactly,
Yes. That is
and
pretty
that has been
good.
part of my life. That has been part of my life.
Whoa. That is so amazing. Great. Okay, so as you've told in your introduction that you are also a motivational and public speaker.
Yes, I am.
Yes. So can you tell us your experience about it of being like what it's like being a public and motivational speaker?
Okay, what motivated me into that is when I was growing up from people, because I grew up among the people where some of them have lost their parents, and some of them never had this like good parental training.
Oh,
And as a result of that, some of them went into criminal activity, some of them became armed robbers, and they started stealing from a very young age. Can you hear me?
yes, I can hear you
So
clearly.
I feel this thing, I feel the urge within me that if I can help to motivate these people to change their perspective of life and become useful to themselves and the society, and that would be a very good thing I can do for them. So that was what motivated me to go into motivational speaking, so as to motivate people that no matter what they pass through, there is still a better future for them, for people around them. So motivational speaking, you can see in the world we have different motivational speakers. There are many of them, there's several of them too. So the experience has been very interesting for me, and I have read and listened to several tapes of the greatest motivational speakers in the world, like Simon Sinek, who is a leadership expert, Les Brown, and Tony Robbins, and many of them. I've listened to them. I've listened to their audio tapes. I've read their books, and that has changed me. And that has helped me also on my journey of being a motivational speaker. So I love doing it. I love motivating people to live their best life and to achieve their goals so that they can become whoever that they intend to become in their life.
That is so amazing. That is so defined and explainable. Okay, so you told your experience about it and motivated you to be a motivational speaker. So if I ask you that, what could you advise to teenagers like me who want to be a motivational speaker? What could you advise to our audience?
Okay. Could you ask the question again? I couldn't hear you clearly.
Yes, I can repeat it again. So I was asking that how are you going to give advice to teenagers or to audience if they want to be a motivational speaker?
Okay. Um, First of all, you need to know, as Simon Sinek will always say, understand your why. And that why is, why exactly do you want to go into motivational speaking? Are you going there to make money, or you're going there to help people change their life and their mindset and understand the world better? So for anyone who wants to go into motivational speaking, especially a teenager or people who are still growing up, like young young adult, you must understand why you want to go into there, why you want to become a motivational speaker. And when you have clearly understood the reason why you want to be a motivational speaker, and then you have to make an action plan. That action plan is what you need to do to achieve that goal of becoming a motivational speaker. And that may take you 2, 3, 4, 5, up to 10 years. So it will take you 10 years. And that's why patience and perseverance is necessary. Because if you're not patient, if you don't persevere, you may easily give up. When you see other people that are doing well and you are just starting, you feel intimidated, you feel that you are not doing well, and you may likely give up. But you don't have to give up. If you know that truly it is something that you want to do for the rest of your life, then you have to be persistent. You have to persevere. You don't have to feel inferior or feel intimidated by other people's successes. You have to keep pushing. So after you have a plan of what you how you're going to achieve that, then what I always advise people to do is to have a mentor. Follow someone. Follow an idea. Follow what they do. See how they do it. Every journey, there has always been people that have worked on any path you want to follow. So if you can look at those people, see what they do, understand how they do those things, then you can also do the same thing they are doing. So the journey may take long, yes, but if you are passionate about it, then you have to make the necessary sacrifice to become that motivational speaker. So you read the books of those people and then follow the mentor of that person that you so much love and do everything that they do. If it is possible, you can connect with them and become their friend. Just like we are having a video chat now, you can sometimes connect with that mentor you so much love, and maybe once in a while, talk to them like face to face, have a chat with them, learn from them too. That will also help. So that is just the way you can get there. I don't want to say it so much because I believe more questions are coming. So you can go ahead.
Okay, that is really inspirational what you said. That we also need a mentor if we also want to be a motivational speaker. We
Yeah.
are in need of a mentor, someone who is the ray of motivation for us. Okay, so, and one more thing, like, what is the most important thing that we have to keep in our mind if we are, being a motivational speaker? What is the most important thing that we have to remember before being a motivational speaker?
What did you say?
Okay, I guess my voice is stuttering. Okay, let me say it again, okay?
Okay.
I was asking that what is the most important thing that we have to keep in our mind before being a motivational speaker?
First, you must have this mindset of love. The mindset of love. The love you have for people. Because whoever you do not love, you cannot inspire them. In fact, the best inspiration you can ever give anyone is to show them love. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. There was just a little bit of problem. Continue
So
on, please.
Okay, so you must show people that you love them. You must be kind to people. And after that, which is love, I'm talking about that the one master you must have, like for motivational speaking. Then you must also have passion for it. Now, if you don't have passion for it, then you can't go far in the process. So this passion that you have, that will be a motivating factor that will help you to be able to go ahead, even when you face obstacles. The passion you have will be the driving force that will help you to be able to persevere in the process. So love people, and when I mean love people, not because of something you want to achieve from them or gain from them, but it's because you just see them as human, that every human deserves to be loved, and then show them the love. Whatever you can do to make them feel as humans, you just do it for them. That's one of the ways you can make them understand that you truly care about them, and that is one of the best ways to motivate people. That's just best one of the best ways.
That is really great. Okay, thank you for a very defined answer of yours. Okay, so we've received some comments. So let's look at some comments that we've received first, then we'll continue our conversation. Okay?
Okay.
So the first comment that we received is from Lubna Mir, and he was saying that, hello, Gbanigo
I can.
B.clever.
Okay.
Okay, you can say hello back.
Okay. Hello. Sorry, I couldn't hear. Hello.
Oh, okay, no worries. One comment also is been asking any health tip.
Okay.
Any health tip? Can you do you have any tip to give to the audience?
There's an interview from someone. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. So who was asking the question?
Yes. So the question from the comment sections that we received from Zafar, okay, is that he's asking about any health tip. If you can't answer it, then it's okay.
Health tips.
Yeah, health tips. If you can't answer it, then it's fine.
Okay. When you're giving health tips, it can't just be general. I must know the specific problem of the person before you give the health tip. So if you can be specific about, if you can be specific about the medical problem he has, then I can give one or two things he needs to know.
That is a point. You have a point of saying. Okay, let's look at the next comment. And Lubnami said that, wow, amazing story, Banjo. Banjo. Yeah, what Banjo? Okay, let's move on to another comment. Okay, I guess you cannot hear me clearly. Can you please try plugging on headphones or earphones?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you clearly, but I think that you can't hear me clearly. So can you please try plugging on earphones? Earphones?
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Can we continue?
Yes. Okay. We can continue. Yeah. Okay, we received another comment from Lubnamir. How someone can overcome with phobia or fear of people facing. People facing. People facing is a
People
phobia.
facing what?
People facing camera fear, maybe.
Can she complete the question?
Okay, let me complete the question. Okay, like how someone can overcome with phobia or fear of people facing camera. You know,
The question is not complete.
No,
Can she complete the question?
Yes, I can complete the question. So the question basically is asking that how someone can overcome with phobia or fear. You know, simply a phobia of people facing camera, because this is the most phobia which is growing among many people.
Is it the fear of people or the fear of a particular thing?
Yeah. Okay, I think you cannot hear me clearly.
I can hear you clearly.
You can hear me clearly? Okay.
Yes, you see, I can see the question. Hello?
Yes.
I can see the question, and the question ends with ellipsis. That means the sentence still continues.
Okay. It's okay.
Can she
Let's just leave this comment, okay? Let's just leave this comment. Okay? The next comment we received from was Naveed Mustaq, and he said, "Good to
Yes.
see you."
Good to see me.
Yeah, good to see you. And he also commented with a question.
Okay. They see me there.
Do you see? It is a light.
Okay. He also commented one more question asking that what is COVID-19, the virus situation in your country?
Oh, okay. I will respond to that.
Yes.
Since March that the COVID-19 started from China and spread all over the country, all over the world. Um, Many countries have experienced the economic hardship that characterize the COVID-19. So in my country now, Nigeria specifically, the lockdown which was imposed by the government nationwide to avoid the spread of the virus is gradually being eased now. But churches like worship centers have gradually opened. Um, like markets that are not big markets, they have opened also. But schools like tertiary institutions are still under lockdown. And the government is doing that to ensure that the virus does not spread so quickly, uncontrollably in the country. So, can you hear me?
I can hear you and I'm listening you.
Okay. So, schools now, like tertiary institutions, are still under lockdown. They are still closed, and students are waiting for them to go back to school. We've stayed home now for months, and we are even tired of staying at home. So we are waiting for government to open the school so we can go back to school. Businesses are mostly affected by this COVID-19. Even workers also, some of them have been sacked because when the COVID-19 struck, some of them lost their job. And there's no way they can get their jobs now. People who were doing small businesses also are affected with the COVID-19 issue now. By the grace of God, we are surviving it and we soon bounce back after all the expenses we made and also after like different money people invested into the businesses, but some of them could not recover even half of it. But gradually we are recovering. We're recovering. So the lockdown is becoming eased day by day.
Okay. That was a really great answer to the question. Okay, let's move on back to our conversation, okay? You can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
That's great. Okay. So, can you tell us something about your home place or hometown?
Okay. Is it my country?
So, that would be called home country, home place. Can you tell us about something about your home place? Like, how's it like and what do you like the most about your country?
Okay. Okay, thank you for the question. The place is like it's cool. The place is good, and as you can see, Nigeria, which is my country, is the largest economy in Africa. So most of us are into business, and that's what we do to support ourselves. Since the government cannot cater for all the needs of the individual, so we have people who are into the private enterprise, and then people who also work for the government. So what I love so much about my place is the level of hard working. And that sense of hard working makes them self-reliant. when I mean self-reliant, they are able to look for ways to empower themselves, and they don't wait for even the government to help them. If the government helps, that is okay. But if the government does not help, some people, even those who are graduate and those who are non-graduate, always try to keep themselves engaged so they can survive the hardship of the global economic problem. So we are so much hardworking, and we also have a very rich culture.
That is really great that you all are very hardworking. So that does mean that your country is pretty awesome as well.
Anyway,
Okay, that is great. And how about in the end, can you tell us about your hobbies? What do you do when you are bored?
okay. Oh, my hobbies.
Yes.
Okay, as also as a motivational speaker, and I do most of what I do about time management. And whenever I'm free, like during my free time, whatever hobbies I engage in, I try to make sure they are productive and things that will add value to my life. So I don't engage in hobbies that will not add value to my life. So what I do most of the time is reading. I love to read a lot. I do. I read wide, and I read whenever I'm free. I do read, and then apart from reading, which is my hobby, I do research, and I don't listen so much to music. I'm not a big fan of listening to music, so it's not counted as part of my hobby. That's funny, right?
Yes, reading is also very much, fun, and I also love reading very much. So, you like reading books, like novels? So, who's your
Yes,
favorite
but
author?
novels. No, I don't like most of the novels. I like self-help books. Self-help.
Self help. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, self-help. Yes,
Oh,
like motivational books and books about histories and mysteries. I don't read
mysteries.
young adult. Yes, histories.
Yeah, mystery books are really awesome. Okay, so
So,
is there happened one time that you've read a book, any kind of book, and learned something from the book? Does that happen to you?
of course, on many occasions that's happened.
Oh, so can you explain it? What did you learn from which book?
Okay, the book that has changed my life and
Hmm? Change
that
your
made me
life.
change. Yes, the book that has made me change my perceptions of realities is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Have you
Wow,
read the
that
book?
is really great. Yes, continue on, please.
That book is just like it's a masterpiece. It's a book that helps you to be able to achieve any goal you set for yourself. So what I love so much about the book is that we need to have a definite plan of whatever we want to achieve. So if we want to achieve anything, then we must be very specific about that thing that we want to achieve. And then after being specific, then we need to set a clear goal about how to achieve that goal. You see, in the book, Napoleon Hill gave us a story about how he helped his son who was not who was suffering from a particular problem. I can't remember now because he believed that his sons could be fine again. There were certain things he did, and his sons recovered. So that story was so inspiring that I enjoyed about the book. So that's one book that has changed my life so much.
That is really amazing. Okay, so in the end, I want to ask you that if you could give me, our audience, a message.
What did you say?
Okay, I'll repeat it again. Before going, can you give us all a message or an advice?
Okay, what I want to say now is we know how the world now is with this uh, problem we are facing because of this coronavirus pandemic. What I want to tell them is that for those people that have suffered so much because of it, and maybe their businesses have been affected, they have to understand that they can still make plans again and recover from it. So people who have listened to me and what I've said in this interview, I believe that everybody can achieve whatever they set their minds on. As Napoleon Hill said, whatever we can conceive and whatever we believe in, then we can achieve it. So whatever we have passed through, we can still make plans, we can still dream again, we can still set aside distractions to focus on what we want to achieve. And if we do that, we will achieve it. So make the world a better place and love the people around you. Most importantly, always be kind to people around you. Show kindness. Show kindness. But in your school, in your workplace, wherever you find yourself, be kind to people. And that is the most inspirational message you can preach anywhere you go. Kindness and love.
Yes, that was a really great message. Okay, thank you very much for coming to my show, to this Lal-ain's Diary platform. It was such a great experience to have you in our show. You explain really, in a defined way to every question, and it was such an amazing talk with you. Thank you so much for joining. I guess there is again a network error. Okay. Can you hear me now? Thank you very much for joining, and I hope that you'll join again.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thank you so much for having me. And I want to commend you for this good work. And I
Thank you.
also want to tell you that you are really doing great things to make people understand why we need to make the world a better place. But
Thank
don't
you
limit
very
it
much.
to me. Don't limit it to me. You can do it as many people as possible and to make your audience learn and your viewers learn something every day. Thank you.
Thank you very much for joining, and thank you very much for complimenting me as well. It was such an amazing experience to have you in our show. Thank you again. Thank you for coming, and I hope that you'll join again. Okay? Bye. Okay, there was again some network error. So it was really great to have Gbanigo Clever. Yeah, now I can pronounce it correctly. To have him in our show. And it was such an amazing talk with him. And I hope that you all enjoyed it very much as well. And you all learned something from this session. I hope that you did. So thank you very much for joining. And thank you very much for commenting down as well. Okay, we'll meet you in the next session, inshallah. Allah Hafiz, everyone.